Back in the grand old year of 2004/2005, the Nintendo gave us the Nintendo DS, and among its launch titles, it was Yoshi Touch Go, a rather interesting game in the Yoshi series that harkens back to that of Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo.
Before they gave us... Actually, does this come before or after Yoshi's Island DS?
This actually came out before.
Okay, so I was about to say before they actually gave us the sequel.
Pretty much. But yeah, Yoshi Touch Go is pretty much a very arcade-like recreation of Yoshi's Island, and it's actually based on an old GameCube tech demo starring Baby Mario on a balloon. Or actually, no, it wasn't based on... Well, actually, part of it was GameCube, but it also had a tech demo on the DS, pretty much with this exact type of gameplay. So yeah, Yoshi Touch Go, not gonna beat around the bush here, is a very small-scale game. Like, it would, like, when you think about it, this is like the kind of game you'd expect to see on the eShop for about $10. And it, yeah, and it has two types of gameplay modes. We're experiencing the first one right now, where Baby Mario, again, is on the balloons. Now, you can't control him directly, but instead, you can actually control his direction using these cloud platforms.
And what's the point of circling up the enemies real quick? Because I've noticed you doing that on the touch screen.
Okay, so if you circle over certain enemies or items on the touchscreen, you can encase them all in a bubble, and if you encase enemies in bubbles, they turn into coins. If you dang it, that hurt. But yeah, you can actually get coins and later on you also get fruit, and the coins I believe are for your score. The more you score, the better your Yoshi will perform. Speaking of which, we're actually about to get to him momentarily. As Baby Mario floats down to the very ground. You know, this is a lot more... Oh, I got the light blue Yoshi.
Ain't that precious.
Thank you very much for saving my game.
Oh boy.
Unlike the game, though, where Baby Bowser Jr. was a prick and kidnapped the stork, he's actually just looking around. But unfortunately, we're not going to get to a point where we'll actually find him.
Well,
Now,
it looks like we've
Yoshi
kind of...
Touch Go...
I was about to say, looks like we're now limited to just... Yoshi's just automatically moving himself.
That is correct. Like, this is pretty much the second gameplay style of Yoshi Touch Go. Yoshi moves by himself, and again, you can influence his direction with the cloud platforms. Now, aside from all that, Yoshi can also, actually, if you tap on him, he can do an infinite flutter jump, and tapping on any portion of the screen, he will launch his eggs. Now, eggs in this game, you can get more eggs in this game by eating certain fruit. Usually stuff like bananas and watermelons will give you more eggs.
Now, how exactly would you go about actually eating enemies? Like, does he automatically do it when he gets next to an enemy, or...?
He actually does not eat enemies in this game, shockingly enough.
I could have sworn I saw him eat one.
If he was, it was most likely like right next to a fruit, which are pretty much the only things I recall him eating. Also, the aerodynamics of the eggs have gotten a hell of a boost since Yoshi's Island. Like they don't disappear after a couple of ricochets. Or at least I remember them not doing that. Like so.
Hello.
Like seriously, look at that shit.
I was doing a good job of knocking away most of those eggs. Now, what was that appeared, like that 6 within that black exclamation thing?
It means you got that many. It means you got that many points.
Oh, okay. So is that like a combo kind of thing? Can you do combos for points?
In a way, yes, you can. Now that said, Yoshi touching unlike the first game set where the amount of points will determine what Yoshi you start off with. Here, the more points you get, the higher you fill up that star meter on the top right. Once it's filled up to a certain point, you can activate Superstar Mario from Yoshi's Island, and I think you already know where that goes.
Yeah, that pretty much makes him invincible and whatnot.
For all intents and purposes... Oh, sorry about that. But, yeah, for all intents and purposes, Yoshi Touch Go is strictly an arcade experience. There's really no definitive ending towards this game unless you play certain modes like Score Attack or, I can't even remember the other ones off the top of my head. Right now we're doing the Marathon mode, which as far as I'm concerned is endless.
I'm guessing there's no kind of
Which
Considering that this is a very simple type of game, I'm guessing there's no, like, boss encounters and whatnot.
no boss encounters as far as I know. You don't go in castles or anything like that. That being said, Hype, do you have any experience towards this game?
I honestly... I want to say I don't, but I think I might have tried it out, like, once during my high school days. My friend brought her DS with her, and it was one of the games she had, and I tried it out for a spell, but I don't have any, like, real concrete experience with it. It's, like I mentioned, all of my Yoshi's Island, all of my Yoshi gameplay experience is mainly just with Island, Story, and Woolly World.
Gotcha. Well, oh hey, we've reached 200 yards, so that means we get to meet up with a more powered up Yoshi.
Ooh, nice. I see we're still doing the
So, yeah,
little
this is
relay
pretty much how the
system
relay
like in the
system
original.
Yep. But yeah, every colored Yoshi, well, basically the differences between all the colored Yoshis is how many eggs they can carry at a time. Not much else other than that. Oh, we got
There
a
we
superstar,
go.
so it's Mario time! Woohoo!
Now we're really speeding. Oh, and that was a big jump.
Yep. And he can shoot stars, which are pretty much infinite eggs.
Yeah, I was about
Pretty
to
cool
say.
nonetheless, but don't get used to it though, because Superstar Mario doesn't really occur all that often. Like
And it
if
seemed
you
like
once
it
you
doesn't
have it,
last
make
quite
the
as
most
long as
out
in
of
the
it.
original.
It really doesn't, honestly. Like, well, actually, to be fair, the one in the original doesn't really last that long either. It only may seem like that because you're collecting a lot of stars along the way. And dang it, I was hoping to get all those coins on the top screen. Oh well, c'est la vie.
No more red coins for us. We can't complete that one mission.
Dang it.
Ooh, Wookiees.
Now I won't be able to do 100% playthrough.
Maybe for another day.
But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this game has several types of environmental tropes, but don't quote me on, don't ask me for all of them because I honestly haven't got that far in the marathon mode to really tell.
That's fine. And I see you
That's some
picking
nice
up...
Actually, one thing I will say about touching, sorry,
I was just about to say, I noticed all the watermelons you've been picking up. I guess it's safe to assume that there's no, like, watermelon seeds shooting system like in the original as well.
nope, they actually,
Oh well.
again, this is actually a really simplified version of the Yoshi's Island formula, just with touch-based controls. And for what it's worth, this game is very fun. The only real problem with it is that it's, how should I put this? It's kind of a case of style over substance. Like, there's a bit of content here, and it looks great for a DS title, but there's not enough bang for your buck, I'd say.
Oh, look, little 8-bit Toad and Mario.
Yeah, but actually, if you guys are curious enough, this game is available on the Wii U Virtual Console now, and I think that one's priced at around $9-10, which I guess is better than how much it costed way back when.
I can imagine. Let's see. Oh, the Ouija icon.
I figured why not. I've already got Mario, I got Toad. Why not Luigi too? Oh yeah, by the way, Baby Luigi's in the game as well, but he's only exclusive to certain modes. Like, I know he's in the battle mode, and I think he might be in challenge mode, maybe? But don't quote me on that. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our look at on Yoshi Touch and Go. Again, it's on the Wii U Virtual Console for $10 if you really want it. That being said, if you really want a more fuller experience, I'd say just get some of the other Yoshi games like Yoshi's Island, Island DS, God forbid New Island, and Woolly World, any of those really.
Yeah.
But with that said, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
And I'm Hyper Voice Acting.
And see you all later for more Yoshi shenanigans in the future. Till next time, guys.
Fare thee well.